7th District Court of Appeals Judge, term commencing February 10th, 2027, Republican primary. With us here this evening is candidate David COMSTOCK.
Thank you, Mark, and to the Boardman Civic Association. I have a very unusual situation in that I'm running for an open seat. The judge that currently holds that position is retiring. But I have another judge who's running against me, and that's Mark Hanai. Mark is in his first term. He is not running for re-election. He is seeking an additional 4 years on the court because he's going to be aged out. If I win, he will continue to be a judge. He will be retained if I win. If he wins, the governor will appoint his replacement, and you won't get a say in who that is. You do get a say if you vote for me. I think it's important that this race comes down to qualifications and experience. You won't hear my opponent talking about that. You'll hear him talking about politics. I think when it comes to a court, experience and qualifications matter. That's what the voters should focus on, not what's on your election signs. I have been an attorney for 38 years. There's nobody else out there who has the experience that I do. My opponent, although he's older than I am, has practiced for 22 years. I've got more appellate court cases than he does. And when it comes to the Supreme Court, I've had 45 cases decided by the court. My opponent won. It was against me. Those cases are disciplinary cases on behalf of the Bar Association. Unfortunately, we have bad lawyers. We've had bad lawyers in this county. And I have taken those lawyers out of service. The Bar Association trusts me to do that. I have been nominated, or I am a member of the Council of Delegates to this State Bar Association because the lawyers in Mahoning and Columbiana County trust me to represent them there. I have been retained by judges on the appellate and common pleas court level to represent them because they trust me. I represent nonprofit corporations, Fortune 500 companies, individuals, and political subdivisions. I have represented the city of Canfield, the Cardinal Joint Fire District, Boardman Township, Canfield Township, and most of the townships in this county, along with a number of cities, including Youngstown and Canfield. I represent political subdivisions in the other counties as well in this district. Those elected officials trust me to represent them and the money that we guard for the taxpayers in those districts. I'm at the pinnacle of my career. I've worked hard to get where I am. And this is my final shot at a judge. There won't be any others for me. Mark Hanai's had his chance. I think it's time to give somebody else a chance who's not been elected or not been a politician before. I also want to point out that I've been a fire chief in Poland for 28 years and serving the public. And I've come to Boardman quite a bit for fires. Unfortunately, one on the day before Easter. And I've served the public in that, and I get to see people in their worst days. And that brings a certain empathy to the bench. Oh, but one other thing I had to talk about background. I was the alumnus of the year for Boardman in 2020 in the middle of COVID, so nobody got to hear about any of that. I think that, I'm going to wrap it up. I think it's important that trust and faith be restored in the court system and integrity. We talk about trust. People don't want their courts to be politicized. It shouldn't matter whether you're a Democrat or a Republican. It shouldn't matter what your faith is. When you come to the court, you expect the judge to follow the law, to apply the law to your facts, and to do what's just, and not have outside influences or politics enter into that. And that's why I'm running. because it's too important to us, to our families, not to have the courts run that way. Thank you very much. I look forward to your vote. And I have material in the back of the room, signs if you like them. Thank you again.
Okay, very good. David Comstock, thank you very much.